Welcome to the Talk and Chatter experience powered by Gasoline Alley Harley Davidson. My guest today is motorcycle enthusiast Shelby Turner. Recently, Shelby completed an all-women Simpson Desert crossing, raising funds for Dolly's dream. You'll hear about this and much more of Shelby's journey within motorsport on our show. If you get the chance, make sure you hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Cheers. Welcome, Shelby Turner.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No dramas. Thanks for coming in. You've had a pretty hectic schedule of late, haven't you?
I have. I'm still really exhausted, but I'm starting to get back into the swing of things now.
So, we'll get into the details of what you have just done and accomplished. And who's Shelby Turner?
She's little. She tries to be fearless, and she's pretty adventurous. She's a pretty good hairdresser and maybe a somewhat average motorbike rider.
Sort of combine the two.
Yeah.
You've obviously got a massive passion for motorcycles.
Yeah.
Where did that all begin?
Oh, I was kind of just born into it. My granddad sort of started it, and then my dad and my uncle and my brothers, and yeah, it's just kind of stemmed from there.
So I seen, obviously, you've just participated in an all-women's crossing of the Simpson Desert.
Yep.
Now, there's a couple of photos thrown around of when you started riding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're a Pee-wee 50 bandit?
Yes, I was. And I had cool little pink sticky kit.
Oh, who didn't?
Yeah.
that was the era, and we won't mention your age, but
No.
we just discussed that.
Yeah.
But what was the Pee-wee 50? Was it you do flat track or you were motocross?
Yeah,
kid,
no,
or?
flat track. So, we grew up doing flat track all around Australia. We had a bus, and me and my older brother would travel around, and Dad would do some speedway. So we kind of tie in some speedway racing and flat track racing, and yeah.
Damn, it's a pretty long career.
Yeah. I think I was about 3 when I started riding, and then I think I had my first race when I was 4 or 5, and started doing state titles from there, and it just grew.
Did you grow up here, like Gold Coast?
No, down in country Victoria in Bendigo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your original racing time would have been down that way?
Yeah, so okay. Broadford was my local track.
Was it?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time down there.
Good track?
Yeah, it was lots of fun, lots of good memories.
So Dad, obviously, Neil.
Yep.
Still currently racing sidecars and whatnot with you guys?
He had a bit of time off, and then
Right.
we all started getting serious again. We had a bit of a break in the middle of our life, and then we got back into it recently, and he's like, oh, actually, I think I want to get back into it. So he started racing again.
So was he a sidecar person forever, or was he a solo person?
Both. Sidecars were a lot bigger back in the day, I guess, before I was born.
Speedway sidecars were massive, eh?
Yeah. So he did all road sidecar stuff first, and then switched to speedway. So I was a kid watching him race speedway sidecars.
Oh, wow.
But I'd never really seen him race on the road.
Yep.
But I've got so many stories, like back in the day at Bathurst. And
oh, really? So he was well into it with that as well.
Yeah, and they had 60 road race sidecars line up at Bathurst. You got to hear all about those stories.
That's insane, though. Like, if you look at 2 weeks ago when we were at the track, obviously when you hadn't even got home from your event that you're at, but what do we have, 6 on the grid at the most, I think?
Yeah, I think sometimes we can get up to 9.
That's a damn good field. Can you imagine 60 of them?
I know, that'd be great. I don't think Morgan Park would cope with 60 sidecars.
No, definitely not. It was good racing the other weekend.
It was lots of fun. I was like, oh, should I do it? Is my body going to cope? But I'm so glad I did it. It was so fun.
Was motorcycles a thing from the start? Was it just an addiction for you? Like, were you just, this is what I want to do? Or
yeah, it was kind of, I either sit and watch or I give it a go. So I kind of get FOMO, don't want to miss out. So it was like, righto, I'll do it. And it was kind of easy for me, I guess, but having Dad and my brother do it. So it was, here's a bike, go and ride it if you want.
So when did you make the move to come up to here?
I think I was about 12 when we moved up, and Dad changed careers, so we kind of got out of the bike scene for a while.
Yep.
So I started my hairdressing apprenticeship, and had a fair few years off.
So from that time, basically, till nearly adult life, you didn't ride too much?
Nah, not really. I got a bit of a bush basher. Started heading out in the bush when I was about maybe 20, so I started getting back into a little bit of riding then.
Yep.
But not sort of too serious until a couple of years ago.
As a family, I think if there's a word to describe it, you're fun. Like, to epitomise, like, to one word, it's fun. You guys seem to, like, just really embrace it, hey?
Yeah, I think that's sort of what it's all about. Like, if you're not having fun, then why do it? Like,
yep.
Yeah, so, and there's so many of us, so you can't not have fun when we're all around.
Oh, that's the thing. Like, any racetrack that you go to, the grid would be pretty bare without a Turner last name there. Like,
definitely.
2 rounds ago, the sidecars.
Yep.
Apart from your pilot, Phil Underwood.
Yep.
Everyone else was a Turner.
Was a Turner, yes.
Oh, that's pretty insane.
It's pretty cool to have all your family in the same race as you.
That would be, and obviously, yeah, just the respect that goes through that as well. I think it'd be pretty neat, eh?
Yeah, it is pretty cool having Turner as a last name.
Yeah. What was the draw for you to go and swing in a sidecar?
Well, I swung for my brother growing up, so we did flat track. So I kind of started swinging on the dirt, and then we did a little bit of speedway, junior speedway.
Yep.
So I'd done it before, and then when we were out at Morgan Park, I was on my solo, and an announcement came over the speaker to say that they were looking for a swinger, and
right.
I sort of looked at my family, and they looked at me, and I walked over and met Di,
yep.
and she introduced me to Dan, and I jumped on with Dan and started my swinging career again.
Damn. So is Dan Keppel?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that's a quite a jump straight into it, hey?
Yes, we went very fast straight off the bat.
Yeah, just straight into it.
Yep.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
The road?
Yeah.
And the junior sidecars, those ones that were like on a KX60 or something like.
Yeah.
They're manufactured, obviously, hey?
Yeah.
Hardly see them. Like,
I don't even know if they're still around.
Me either.
Yeah.
No. I remember some dirt track meetings, like, as a kid growing up, remember seeing them, but...
Yeah. I even had a Pee-wee 80 sidecar that I had a ride on for a while. Yeah. Yeah,
so
I had
Pee-wee
a little girl
80,
passenger. And
so it was like a full outfit. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing one of those, but yeah, it was pretty popular, like, to have, like, junior sidecars.
Yeah, we always had a pretty big field growing up.
Because it's a hard sport to get into, no matter if it's two-wheel or sidecar.
Yeah.
It makes it even harder to just jump onto a sidecar, apart from, like, things like come and try, like, currently happening and that.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't never know if you liked it or not
without
that's buying
right.
one.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
As an adult by the time you get to it. So
yeah,
it makes
and
it hard.
it's a big expense to go and buy one if you're not going to like it.
Jeez, yeah. We first met in Phillip Island, I believe.
Yes, in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was right, eh?
Yeah.
I was thinking of it the other day. I'm like, I think we first met when we were in Phillip Island at the World Superbike.
Yeah, my first Australian Championship race.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You did well, eh?
I did okay that weekend.
Yep.
I did. I just wanted to finish, and I did.
So what was the go of that? Was that like a comeback to you've been doing some dirt stuff in between?
Yeah, so I
happening?
started when I sort of got back into bikes. My little brother had been over in Spain doing the European Championships, and he decided he wanted to be a road racer, and I didn't know anything about road racing. And sort of followed his journey for a few years and decided that I wanted to give it a go. So bought a road bike and started sort of hitting the track a fair bit. And then after, I think about 6 months, my brother was going to do the Australian Championship. We said, you may as well do it too, because we're going to be driving around to all the rounds. Thought, I don't know if I'm ready for this, but what the heck. So, yeah, I signed up and got a better bike and, entered the Australian Championship in 2017.
What was your first thoughts when you got to Phillip Island?
Wow.
So much space, eh?
This is cool.
Yeah. It's one of those places where you can generally get lost, eh?
Like, the track is so big, especially riding around on a little 300. Like,
yeah, true.
It's phenomenal. It's so fast, like, even on a 300.
Because I remember, like, seeing you, I'm like, that's a pretty cool feat. Like, that's your first Aussie road race. You go directly to Phillip Island.
Yeah. I was so excited.
Yeah, I think you would have been, hey?
Yeah.
So that was a road trip down, family?
Yep, the whole bam down to Phillip Island, rock ups, World Superbikes. There's like so many cool people around, and I'm here doing my first Australian Championship race. Yep. Just want to finish the weekend and got to meet you.
Yeah, that's right. And that at that time too, World Superbike had gone under like a boost again. Like Nicky Hayden had come into the series, obviously. There was some awesome riders coming through, and you know, there's a fair crowd, and there was a really good vibe around that place at that time. You know?
It was, yeah. It was really cool. And I was just so excited to be there and get out on the track, and all the crowd there was like, this is cool.
What was the highlight? Do you have one from that?
Just seeing photos, like I reckon after like seeing like a picture of me like over Lukey Heights, like that's cool. I'm like, that's me at Lukey Heights. Like, yeah.
So was that a thing that started your bug again?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And like I just wanted to improve from that weekend and go, righto, that's a 7-round championship. This is the first weekend. Like, let's knuckle down and that sort of go, okay, what did I learn from this weekend? Like, what can I work on to improve? And I hoped that the last round in for the year was back at Phillip Island. So I just wanted to see, you know, how much I could grow and learn throughout the year to come back and go there again to see. So
how far had you come?
Well, the last round for the year, I won the race. So I think I learned a lot throughout the year and, put it all into action in the last race.
It's pretty insane, isn't it?
That's, I can't even describe that. That was, like, phenomenal.
And the cool part, and I touched on it before as well, like, I can only imagine the family rallying around you at that time.
It was really, everyone was just so stoked. Like, I didn't think that I could achieve that. Like, it was pretty cool.
Well, it's something that you could, like, people could only dream of.
Yeah.
You know, really.
Yeah.
To you know, if this is your chosen field or pursuit, if you dream of winning a race and achieving it, or round, it's crazy, hey?
Yeah, especially at your favourite track in front of all your friends and family, and it was pretty special.
Have you got to ride there again?
I don't think so, no.
Wow.
No.
It's funny, eh?
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that was like my last, like, it was good.
Yeah, just turn that chapter off.
Yeah, done. We're finished, career over.
Because I got there like you were riding on, obviously, the weekend there. I rode the Monday, the afterburner day.
Oh, yeah.
And after riding the tracks and stuff up here, I got there and I'm like, where am I? Like road, like position on track.
Yeah.
It's very hard to learn.
It is. It is a big track and it's a bit technical and the track's just wide itself. Like it's even all the runoffs and everything. Like it's crazy, especially when like I learned my first road race track was Queensland Raceway and it's all right-handers, really. Yep. So then when you try and do a left-hander, I was like, I don't know how to go left. I only know how to go right.
Yeah.
So you go to Phillip Island and you're like, oh, there's a fair few lefts here.
I have to figure this out.
Yeah.
Which is a funny thing, and it's something I quite often say as well. Like my lefts are really poor. Like I'm weak in my lefts. But coming from dirt track, you come from doing left turns.
Strange.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
But then if I get back on a dirt bike, it's the same thing. You can't go the other way.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Like how the brain, it's obviously a brain thing because your body's the same either way, you know.
Yeah.
Injuries. How did, like, seriously, I know we've chatted about this and, you know, in depth. What was the first, and like you, at your age, you've had some heavy injuries.
Yeah, the last few years have been pretty rotten for me.
Yeah.
I sort of, obviously you start breaking wrists and arms when you're little and it's all good, and I had a pretty good run for a while.
Yep.
I sort of didn't really hurt myself when I was road racing, but shortly after I won my race at Phillip Island, I decided that I might get into motocross, and so I got a 450 and started training and started hitting the motocross tracks pretty hard, and I was really keen to give that a go. My first race at Kilcoy, I got taken out by a vet and broke my humerus in quite a few places. So that was my motocross career short-lived.
What, so they just cleaned you out?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Anyway, that's racing.
Mm-hmm.
So, sort of got back into it. I had to have 2 surgeries on my arm, and it took me about a good sort of 12 months, 2 years to sort of fully fit again and get back into it. And then, did my other shoulder last year. I went to MX Farm and I really wanted to hit the big jump there and spent all day working myself up for it, and didn't go so well. So that was pretty rotten too, because I did both my arms, my right humerus, my left arm, my coccyx. So I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit, I couldn't use my arms, and so I'm sort of just starting to get back into it now.
Yep.
So that was just over 12 months ago, and I still need to have another surgery on my
really?
right arm. Yeah.
Because you had to go back in after the surgery that happened, like immediately, sort of thing too, didn't you?
There were some complications with it, and they tried wires and pins and all sorts, and essentially my shoulder was just a mess, so they just couldn't work out what to do to put it back together. And it still doesn't sit right, and I still can't move it, fully. But I guess once you've injured something, it's never going to be the same again. No. You just have to learn to live with it.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm hoping that after my next surgery, it should be a little bit better.
How does it feel swinging the sidecar?
It's okay. Like, as soon as you put your helmet on, the adrenaline kicks in and you don't think about it. It's just sort of like the next day you wake up and you're like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit fatigued through my shoulders.
Yep.
But yeah, it's fine. Everyone thinks that you need to be super strong in your arms to swing, but you do so much through your legs. Like, you really lock your legs in to give your arms a break, and that's like a huge thing that a lot of people don't realise. So you don't have to be this big, strong,
Yep.
man.
It comes from your core through to your legs and stuff.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, like just sort of seeing it, you just think it.
Yeah,
you just look at it and you think, oh, all that load through there, and I know the complications you've had with it.
Yeah.
Like, gee, you must do really well, to get through that.
It's a lot of rehab, and I don't know, you can't kind of look at my arms now. I'm like, matching scars, that's pretty rare.
Yeah, that's right. It's just a feature.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're selling a car, it's a benefit, it's a feature on it.
Yeah, so. It tells a story.
It does. So, like, what's the next thing you got to do with it?
I just got to book my surgery when I have a few weeks off. It's finding time.
When you want to stop riding bikes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, when's a good time to go backwards? I know it's going to help me in the long run, but it's,
Because the thing too, you're a water people as well.
Yes.
With the boats.
Yeah.
And that's obviously going to be heavily involved with your shoulder.
Yeah.
Coming up the summer, you probably not want to do that.
No, I had when I first broke my left shoulder, it was just before sort of summer holidays, and we all went boating, and I think I was about 8 weeks post-op, and we were out in the boat, and I was like, no, I need to wakeboard. They're like, you can't wakeboard, like you have a broken shoulder. I was like, no, I'll wakeboard, just wakeboard one-armed. So,
oh, jeez.
FOMO.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and that's the thing when you're in that sort of thing, it's hard to turn that off, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you like as a patient?
Not great.
Yeah.
I get I got ants in my pants. I get bored, and I don't like sitting still, which I guess nobody does, but yeah.
But there's some more than others, isn't there?
Yeah. And they, want to keep you in hospital. Like the last one, I was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks waiting for my surgeries and whatnot, and learning how to do things without arms, and just does your head in.
Yeah. It's insane. Like, to see, like, obviously the MX Farm one, I'm like, oh no, you just basically came back.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy motocross?
I do, because it's a challenge.
Yep.
I always find that I do things if I know that I'm either not going to be great at it, or, it's something that doesn't come naturally. So, like, I want to do better at it. So I enjoy it because it's a challenge.
Yep.
I'm definitely not great at it. So I think that's why I enjoy it, because I'm always learning. I'm always pushing myself. I'm always growing.
It's one of those things, hey? It's hard.
It's hard.
It's so hard.
It's hard on your body.
You get road racing where the track's nearly, without temperature change, and that's nearly the same every time. But motocross track, you get to it every lap. It's changed.
Completely different.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable, but
it is.
It's hard.
The good thing about motocross is, though, the girls. Like, in road racing, we don't have girls races.
Right.
I could be the only female in my race. Whereas when I rocked up to the motocross track, I was like, wow, there's so many girls here, and we get our own race. Like, this is pretty cool.
Why is that, you reckon?
I don't actually know. Is it easier to get into motocross? Like, do more girls think that's it's more enjoyable? I don't know.
It's weird, and I guess it's sort of like motocross as a male sport as well. Compared to road racing, like, the numbers is huge. Like, you go to a club day at a motocross meeting compared to a road race meeting. It's harder it must be harder for people to get into, or
it's
to
probably
see
expense too, maybe.
Expense.
Yeah, I know that's why I sort of wanted to start getting into motocross. Like, the road racing is a lot more expensive.
Sure.
And especially when you crash. Usually when you crash your dirt bike, you can just pick it up and keep going. But to come off your road bike is okay.
How good are you at fiberglassing?
That's a job for my brothers.
It's so bad.
It's not great.
I've been sitting up at the what's the place opposite the Horse and Jockey there? The Jackie Howe.
Oh yeah, in Warwick.
Just fiberglassing R1 parts before, and that ain't real much fun.
No, it's not. I'm lucky I've got 3 brothers and a dad.
You really are.
Yeah. Here you go, boys.
Yeah, here you go. Leave it to you.
Yeah.
Have you had any big ones on the road bike?
No.
No?
Nah.
It's all motocross?
Yeah, just little slides. And you're so, I don't know, I feel like you're just so protected on the road. Like, all your gear seems to be a lot better. And
for sure.
Yeah.
Tell me about Dolly's dream. How did that come about? And explain what it is to us as well, please.
Yeah, so Dolly Stream is a charity. She is from the Northern Territory. She committed suicide a couple of years ago when she was 14, and her parents created this charity to raise awareness for bullying. And so they go around to schools and set up buddy benches, and there's a helpline for parents if they've got kids going through stuff like that. And so I'd heard of the charity before, sort of haven't had anything to do with them. And then it was actually Kiri Welsh from road racing that was telling me about this ride she was doing. This bunch of girls were crossing the Simpson Desert to raise money for Dolly Stream. And that was the year before, last year. And I really wanted to do it. I thought, wow, that's really cool. But I actually came off sidecar that weekend and did the PCL in my knee. So couldn't do it. So then when the opportunity came up this year, decided I would see if I could get on that.
And what did you raise? Six and a bit grand yourself?
Yeah. So I started my fundraising campaign and we hit $6,500.
And collectively, what was it, do you know, 30?
$36,000 as a group we raised for Dolly Stream.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Like I said to Morgan Park the other week, well done.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I actually didn't think that I would be able to raise that much money. I thought if I could raise a couple of $1,000s, that would be amazing. If I could try and, help at least one person or save someone's life, I would be pretty cool. But $6,500 is a lot.
So well done on obviously completing the journey.
Yeah.
And the whole thing that goes with that as well. Obviously, there's a fair bit entangled in that.
Yeah.
What's it mean to you to do it?
I just kind of wanted to do something that was different, and feel like I was giving back, as well as accomplishing something for myself. So, it was pretty cool feeling.
So when people talk about the Simpson Desert, I didn't know until I read one of your posts that it was it 525 kilometres?
About that, yeah.
And 1,100 sand dunes?
Yes, 1,126 sand dunes.
I didn't know it was like that. Seriously, I knew it was crazy in that, but I didn't know the inner details sort of thing. I've never read that much about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, wow.
what obviously you've had dirt experience and some things along the way.
Yeah.
But what did you think when you got to the first one?
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine what it's going to be like when you've never been out there, and there's obviously not a lot that we can do to train in red dirt over here on the Gold Coast. So I'd been up to the beach a couple of times to sort of take my bike to the sand and see what it would be like. But nothing can compare you for, Big Red, for example, is over 30 metres high, and this big red dune in front of you that you got to try and get over.
So what's it like? Do you just get to the bottom and just look up
Yeah. So we got there on the first day and they were like, righto, Big Red's the first dune, meet you at the top.
Oh, really? You're straight into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Big Red's the first dune you do from Birdsville. So, we just sort of got to the bottom of that and just had to hit it and hope for the best.
So explain it to me. You did a road trip out to Birdsville? Yeah,
so me and my stepmom drove my car out to Birdsville, so that took a couple of days to get out there. We met the group of girls that were going to be doing the crossing.
So they're all there? It's all...
Yep, so we're all meeting everyone. Or some of the girls had done it the previous year.
Okay, yep.
So that was really good to chat with them. And
did Kiri do this
one? No,
okay.
She didn't, but she did lend me her chair, which came in handy. When we got there... a few of the girls sort of went over what to expect and what it was going to be like. But it's easy for someone to say it, but when you're actually there, it's completely different. So, the nerves were pretty real. Yeah. And then, the next day we sort of set off and went into the desert.
So was there like a Turner party on the night before, or were you just hardcore, just stressing down, water, hydrating?
Yeah. I get pretty affected in the heat. I'm like, okay, I need to make sure my body is going to be able to cope with what I'm about to do to it.
So you're smart about it.
Yeah, I was smart about it. I just didn't want to add any complications in. I had to try and get me, my bike, my car, my body across the desert safely. I was really smart.
So your car, Hilux.
Yep.
Did your stepmom drive?
Yeah, she drove that. So she was one of the support vehicles. So we had about 5 support vehicles follow the cars. So they carried our food and our
So
swags.
your car did it as well?
My car did it as well.
Now it's making sense for what you're saying. It's got to go be serviced and stuff.
Yeah.
So your car did the Simpson as well?
As well, yes.
Makes sense now.
Yeah. So I was constantly worrying about her, getting bogged or needing assistance, and I'm trying to worry about myself and my bike. And
So what was it like on the sand?
It was so fun.
Really?
It was so good.
So how is your technique? Are you a stand-upper or are you a road racer?
Oh, constantly standing. I can't touch the ground. So there's no point in even trying to put my foot out anytime because it's not going to stop anything. So stand up the whole time and hope for the best.
Wow. Just hold it flat.
Yeah. Short shift.
And, is it day 1 or day 2 that there must have been an incident?
Yeah, day 2. So 4 kilometres into day 2, one of the female riders broke her collarbone. And that was like a big reality check. Like, okay, this is real. Like this isn't like fun and games. Like it's serious and we have a job to do. And the girls were so good though. Like we all worked really well together and looked out for each other. And I think if I didn't have that support network, there's no way I would have made it safely across.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's just insane.
Yeah.
Did you, I don't know if you've ever looked at any of the posts, but I think you're on a satellite phone. Must have been all you had. There was no social media reception.
Yeah, no reception out there. So someone had a satellite phone, I think.
So there was a report of an incident along the way?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen all the,
Nah.
There's your family and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, they were totally thinking it was me.
Who was it? Because there's no name.
No.
Because they wouldn't obviously respect the person and stuff like that. But
everyone thought it was me. Yeah. They're like, someone's injured. It'll be Shelby for sure.
Straight away.
Yeah. And they're like, hang on. If it was her, like she would have phone reception by now to contact us. So I think they worked out pretty quick. It wasn't me.
Wasn't you?
Like, come on, guys. Faith.
Yeah, faith. So it's 520 Ks.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's like a bit of corrugation roads and stuff sort of before and after. It depends like if you take the whole sort of from town to town or
Yeah, right. When you get to that first hill, like Big Red, is that the biggest one of the way?
Yeah, like it's the tallest one. It's not necessarily the hardest one. It's just like the tallest one.
Yeah. So you're like, say, second or third gear and just or
third gear.
Yep.
And just like I just hit it as fast as I could because I thought this is probably the only way to get up it.
Yep.
But once you're on it, it's just like this big, wide open, and you can't stop anywhere because it's just so deep. So as soon as you stop, you're not going to take off again. So you're just like trying to do laps, trying to work out, okay, where am I going to stop? And sort of one of the girls, she come up on it and she was so excited that she made it up on it. She crashed when she got to the top.
Jeez. And you can't stop to help.
No.
Just pick it up,
And you try and put your stand down, if you are staying, it's not going to stay there. So you just kind of try and do a bit of a skid and park your rear wheel in the sand.
Yeah, right.
So it's pretty cool. So once we're all up on there and all the girls made it safely up on the first day, we're all so excited, feel like you've done the Simpson crossing, you've just made it up the first dune.
How far out of Birdsville's that?
Oh, I think 20K or something.
Oh, jeez. So you got another 1,099 dunes to go.
Yeah, and we're we made it.
Wow. And then what happened? Once you get out of there, is it flat and then dunes, or is it just constantly undulating? Or
every day is completely different. So I kind of wish I took it all in a bit more. My stepmom in my car was like, "Oh, did you see this or did you see that?" I was like, "No," I was just eyes on the prize. Let's get this done.
Yep.
But yeah, every day was completely different. There was a lot more salt flats than I realised.
Oh, really?
So you get these big open flat salt lakes, but then all of a sudden you just get this huge dune after dune, and then it'll be salt flat again.
How'd you navigate it?
So being a part of a group like this is really easy for someone like me. We had a lead rider and a sweep rider.
Cool.
And so they had walkie-talkies and they just led the way, and us girls just kind of filed in between them, and
That's good.
It was really safe. And
how was the group?
They were amazing.
Friends for life?
I cannot believe the caliber of women that I got to meet. I've never done any adventure riding before, so hadn't met any of them before. Our lead rider, she's 60 years old.
Wow.
Weapon, fully loaded, DRZ, she's done unsupported solo crossing before.
So she's on a fully loaded DRZ, and here you are on a 2021 beater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
She's like, "Do you want to swap bikes for a bit?" I'm like, "I don't even think I would be able to
not a chance.
start your bike."
They're a good bike, but gee,
yeah.
that's Wow.
Yeah, so it was cool.
Caliber.
Yeah, like at night around the fire, just chatting to these women about their life experiences and their stories and how they got to there was just really cool.
Yeah, that would have been, especially as an all women's group, that would have been a pretty cool experience because you're doing something that's like there's only a few people really get to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a major population, male, female, that actually get to do something like that. It's a pretty cool experience.
To be part of an all-women group was, like, really empowering. Like
for a reason as well. You know, you've got both, you know. It's, that would have been pretty special.
Yeah, it was.
I mentioned it before, but Friends for Life, is it that sort of thing? Because you've done something that's an extreme challenge and those are the sorts of things where you know, I'm guessing you've dropped your bike out there at a few points and everyone helps to pick things up when they can.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's where you make friends usually.
Exactly. And people see you struggling and they help or, you know, they see you do something that you didn't think that you could do, like pulling into Mount Dare at the end, like everyone is just like so like excited and the feeling is just cool to share and experience that with other people. Like you'll remember that forever.
I reckon you would. I think that's... to be an amazing part of a piece of emotion. Yeah. How, like, from picking up your beater, and what is it? What is your beater?
So I've got a beater 350 double R. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So good. Like...
Best dirt bike you've ridden?
I hate enduro riding because I always crash.
Yeah.
I've never, ever liked going out in the bush, like never. And when I decided to do this, I was like, okay, I need to buy an enduro bike. Yeah. So obviously when you buy an enduro bike, you have to go ride enduro trails to practice. And I started riding, you know, when it's QMP and rode the trails out there. And I was like, wow, I like enduro riding. Like the bike makes all the difference. Like, and I think my issue was I was trying to ride a motocross bike out in the bush and it just wasn't great.
Everything's bouncing around and gearing's wrong.
Yeah. To get this bike and you know, suspension set up for me. And I just felt so comfortable on it. I think that made all the difference out in the desert. Like I got there and I was confident on the bike and that.
So you did some pre-running, hey? Like you obviously said QMP. You went up the beach?
Yeah, went up to Woodgate and I went up to Rainbow Beach at Double Island. Yep. Yeah, and just tried to do heaps of glasshouse mountain riding.
Trying to do as much as possible. Yeah. And do you think that helped?
Definitely. I rode every weekend for, I guess, 2 months before. Like, and that's probably the most riding I've done in a long time.
Bike fitness must have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Because that's a real
think
thing.
So. Yeah. And it, like being out in the desert, like, you know, 38-degree days, I was like, right, I need my body to...
Is that what it was in September?
Yes.
How did you hydrate?
I had 2 Camelbacks, and believe it or not, they both leaked. So one of the other girls lent me hers, which was only a litre. Yeah. And I really struggled because obviously I'd drink that in 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I was just sticking bottles in my backpack by the end and it was hot.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was going to be that warm.
I think the first 2 days were a little bit cooler, but the last 2 days were both 38.
Wow. And when you get like stuck on a hill or something like that,
oh, yeah. The heat. Yeah. And I think the worst part is when you stop. Like when you're going, it's fine. You know, your adrenaline and you got the wind, but it's like stopping and waiting. And all of a sudden you realise like you can feel your head beating. Like,
yeah, everything's...
And there's no shade.
So there's just... I've never been there, so like I'm just completely blown away by what it would be like.
There's like these little shrubs like around and they've got like the tiniest bit of shade for like half a human that you can kind of get a bit. So we'd pull up and all us girls would just like scatter trying to find some shade.
Yell at each other from 50 metres. Yeah.
How'd you go on that hill?
How was the pace? Was it just...
It was pretty slow purely for the fact that we had to wait for the cars. So like a lot of the girls said like, you know, they said if you could go back into it without cars, like it's way funner because you can just, you know, hook it across the desert as fast as you want. But we could never really be 20 Ks like ahead of the cars because of the radio signal. So if anything happened and we needed them to be able to hear us. So we would go sort of about 10K and make sure the girls were okay, and then we go another 10K, stop and wait for the cars. So sometimes that could take a few minutes. Sometimes we could be waiting an hour if they got stuck. Yeah. And that was painful.
Yeah, especially in the heat.
Yeah.
What's the vision like? Because vision's everything. Like you go ride big dunes or anything, things drop away.
Yeah.
And stuff. What was that like?
I thought it would be like dustier for a start. Like I thought I wasn't going to be able to see because of the dust, but it wasn't like that at all. It was mainly just you're going up a dune that you don't really know what's on the other side of. And we were doing it from east to west. Yep. And so the dunes were steeper. Whereas if you do it the other way, they're more like you roll over them. So a lot of people do it the other way that we did it. So, yeah, when you get to the top, you know, they could turn left, turn right, drop straight down. There could be big holes in the bottom. Like, you just don't know. Sometimes if there were some gnarly ones, one of the girls would wait at the top of the dune and let you know. But a lot of times you just, you know, hit it and go, uh-oh.
Did you have any moments?
Oh, yeah. I think we all did.
Yeah? Any over the bars or any of that
stuff? A couple, yeah. Nothing
like,
I mean, the sand is so soft and we really weren't going, like, fast enough to really hurt yourself. A few times, most of the time, yeah, it was just like, quick, pick my bike up before anyone sees.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm like, hopefully the GoPro didn't catch that one.
So did you film?
I did, yeah. I'm not a great editor, but I'm going to try and put a bit of a vlog together and
good.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see it and the whole overall thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't, I didn't realise. I thought it'd be like Dakar, you know, like big wide open dunes, ride wherever you want, but it's not like that at all.
Really?
Yeah, so I think like if I do put a bit of a clip together, it'd be cool for people to actually see what it's like.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like, because that's... Especially for bikes, you just don't see.
No.
Maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but I wouldn't know what it even looked like to go out there.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing to ride across it.
Yeah.
I heard, you know, people doing it, you know, when they're older and like, yeah, cool, cross the Simpson in my car. But I thought, oh, this would be cool on a bike.
Yeah.
Bit funner than a car.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can cover so much ground on the bike, you know.
Yeah.
We did Fraser a while back on the bikes and with a car as a support vehicle, but it's amazing. Like, you just think, like, it was a really good patrol and everything. You just think it's going to be, like, much faster, but the amount of distance you can cover on a bike is insane.
It is, yeah. So, it's cool.
And I can only imagine on a large scale of 500 Ks.
Yeah.
So was it camp out each night? You had in the vehicles, you obviously had tents, swags, whatever it may be.
So I just rolled my swag out in the back of my tray and, yeah, it was awesome.
What was that like?
Campfire. It was so beautiful. Yep. Like, the stars out there. Like, the outback is just incredible. Like, it doesn't matter where you're from. You appreciate it so much being out there. Like, no phone reception, bunch of awesome girls telling their stories around the fire, sleeping in tents and swags. Like, it just doesn't get better than that.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, and swapping stories from the day, like, oh, I crashed here. Oh, yeah, I crashed there.
Just the usual. It was like going to racing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was what's your biggest takeaway from it? What was your biggest life lesson, I guess,
I think just like the feeling of accomplishment. Like, I don't know, it's easy to say, like, I'm going to do that, but, you know, and you can train for it and you can be prepared for it as best prepared as possible. But, like, just that feeling of knowing that I could do something that maybe I didn't think I could, or that other people say that you can't do. Like, I've copped a lot, you know, like, or I don't think, you know, you would like it. You don't like sand riding, or I don't, you know, heaps of people crash out there. Like, you know, you'll probably crash, or that sort of, like, doing it and, you know, not injuring myself. Like, the amount of people when I got back, like, and I take it with a grain of salt, but, you know, like, oh, what? You didn't hurt yourself? And it's like, you know, I can do it. Like, I am capable. Like, and, you know, if I can do it, then why can't you do it? And that's sort of something that I'm pretty happy with, like, to come back and, yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's a massive accomplishment for one thing, and then, you know, no matter where you're at, there's always doubters and gigs,
exactly.
Isn't there? So,
yeah.
Because to even go look at something like that is not many people even look to do it. I don't feel anyway. You know? So apart from people that are into enduro riding and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but hopefully it inspires a few people, especially some girls, to get out and give it a go.
Are you going to do it again?
They asked me if I was going to do it again. But I'm the type of person that once I've done something, like, I feel like I want to do something, like, another challenge. I had the best time and I would consider it, but yeah, I feel like I'm always looking to that next challenge and, like, what else can I do? Or, you know, the bucket list is pretty big. So
what is something you do?
Well, there is this desert race.
Oh, a race.
In the middle of Australia.
Okay. So you've gone from, like, a trip for fundraising.
Yep.
To now there's a desert race.
There is this desert race.
Full throttle.
Yep.
All right.
I'm thinking about it.
Tell me about it. What is it?
It's in June.
Mm-hmm.
It starts in Alice. I'm not going to say what it is in case I don't do it.
We've been there before.
I have.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple of times before, so yeah, hopefully I can switch grid girl duties for racing next year and we'll see how we go.
You rode part of the track?
I did. So
what was
yeah,
it like?
It was good. I was really nervous because, you know, obviously everyone's like, oh, it's, you know, the hardest
for sure
track, you know, that you can ride. So I went out there with this, like, okay, I've done Simpson. I'm going to go and have a little ride of it and see what it's like.
Yep.
And obviously, yeah, there's no one out there, so the track's in good condition, and there was no dust because no one's out there. But it felt good to even do 60 kilometres of it. Like,
so that's what you did?
Yeah, about, yeah.
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So, and I got to ride with Lukey Hayes, which he's one of the legends of Alice Springs.
Yep.
So it was really cool to have a ride with him. And
that's cool.
Yeah, show me some of the track.
So that would be something to be on the bucket list to
I
do?
think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So more and more riding between now and then, just that's what the plan is, eh?
I think so,
yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
I sort of like, I don't know, I always aim high and see what happens.
What's your what does your family say about something like Fink?
Because
it's got to be a conversation.
Yeah, so I called my dad when I got home from riding part of the track, and I said, Dad, and he goes, I know.
Straight away?
Yeah, he knew.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, there's obviously got to be a few discussions about logistics and what happens from here, but yeah, I think that'll be a conversation for Christmas time.
Awesome. Around the dam.
Yeah, around the dam.
How did you get into being... What is the position for Fink? Is it ambassador? It is, isn't it? That's what it's called?
Yeah.
How'd you get that? Was that an application thing?
So I originally found out about the race because heaps of my mates sort of were doing it and talking about it, and I thought that'd be cool for me to go and do, but then I actually thought about it and thought, I probably shouldn't just go out there and race something I don't know anything about.
Yep.
And so I saw this opportunity come up where they asked for girls that want to help out with the race that are into motorsport. So it's not a modelling job. It's literally to get in, get your hands dirty and sort of do behind the scenes stuff. So you do scrutineering and you help with sign on and all that sort of stuff. And I just wanted to go and see what it was about. And once I got out there and felt, it's called Fink Fever for a reason. Like the atmosphere is just incredible. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
So you're addicted from that?
Yeah. So then I went back again to do it again because I just loved it so much. And now I want to go back and do something different.
How was it between the 2 years? Obviously, the first one you went to was the full ball, wild party, street party sort of thing.
Yeah.
This year was a little different. How was it between the two?
Yeah, it was really different. And I think me too, coming back with some experience, they always sort of have a few girls that have done it before to help out the new girls. So being a new girl, the start, I was a bit nervous and it was really exciting and overwhelming. But the second year going back, I was a bit more relaxed about it and sort of more just hanging out with people that I'd already met. And it's a family, so everyone's really close out there. And then obviously, after the incident happened and it sort of didn't end the way we all wanted it to, but everyone's such a family that everyone was just there for each other, and it definitely was a different vibe. But I mean, it was still a great time.
Still an iconic event that we have there, isn't it?
Yeah, and I really hope that sort of nothing too much dramatically changes.
For sure. And we all know the racing things can happen, sadly, and that was horrendous, but things can happen, hey?
Yeah, so, exactly.
Have you seen that Dawn River race up north?
I have, and I had a few of my mates go up there. And I thought that could be something cool to do as well. There's also a 12-hour in Alice that looks pretty cool too. A 12-hour? So they
what do you mean?
So they do it
on the Fink track, or
or part of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So
you ride for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And see how far you can cover.
Yeah, it's just a circuit, so it's kind of like a Transmoto, but sort of part on the Fink track.
Or?
You can if you want. Yeah, we can do Ironman. I obviously probably wouldn't do that.
You would. I bet you would. Now, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go out by myself and do it for 12 hours. That's cool.
There's actually heaps more of this style of riding that I didn't really realise or sort of have known about. So I'm kind of excited by all this. Now I have my beta. I'm just really excited to see what I can do. And
so you're going to hang on to that?
I will. Yeah.
Is that a like that's like a door that just opens when you get into the enduro thing. Next thing you see QROC events, ARRC. There's so much that the RTCB rides.
Yeah.
There's a ride every week you can do.
There is, yeah.
But you don't know.
You just don't know about it. Yeah.
Until you open that door.
Yeah, exactly. And now I've got the right bike and the right people around me. I can definitely. I went out and did the Transmoto.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
I've never done one before.
So you did Kubi Dam?
Yeah. Yeah. And
so you went up the gnarly rocks and...
It was so bad.
Was it harder than doing the Simpsons?
Yes. I was prepared for Simpson. I wasn't prepared for Transmoto.
Okay, yep.
I rocked up to Transmoto and thought okay, well, let's just try and make it around this track as best I can and see what happens. But that was a lot gnarlier than what I could have imagined. Everyone's like, yeah, the track's sick. I'm like, it is sick if you can get up that hill, but when you can't really get up it and you got to take a couple of goes,
yeah, and you just burn
it wears
yourself.
you out. Yeah, but I did it, and then I was like, righto, I need a bike that I want to.
So what did you do that on?
So I did it on a beta, but a 2-stroke. So I did it on a 200. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And I just hadn't ridden a 2-stroke for such a long time.
Yep.
And it was a great bike to ride and crash. But yeah.
Great bike to crash.
It was light. I could pick it up, start it, get going again. Didn't need anyone to help me. And that was good. But yeah, I think now that I'm on a bike that I'm comfortable with, it's set up for me.
Yeah.
I would love to go back and do it again on my bike.
You know what you should do? The Coffs Harbour Transmoto.
Yeah, they're good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the Cooby Dam, good. Like I've ridden up there before, but it's so rocky and
it's
whatnot
so rocky.
like that.
Yeah.
But the Coffs Harbour one, the track is just sensational.
Yeah,
I
okay.
reckon you have the absolute ball.
Well, I met a whole bunch of cool girls out there this time. I saw a couple of the all-women team, and that's just incredible. So I'd love to get on that. Like, I just love girls riding with girls. And
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, I think, like you said about motocross.
Yeah.
Enduro World, there's lots of girls that
There's
are
heaps.
in the Enduro World.
Yeah.
And road racing, getting there, but it's not that. But
Nah.
when you open that Enduro World, there's so much, So,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Gemma Wilson campouts?
I have, yeah. It's something that I would love to do. They always just clash with road races.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Same with dust hustles. Like, everyone keeps inviting me to dust hustles, but they're always on the same weekends as road racing.
Yeah, that's what... Yeah, the last one was 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it always is. It always works out that way. It's like that or Bathurst.
Yes.
Sort of the Supercars weekend as well.
Yeah.
I worked at Gemma's event, her second last one up Conondale.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is the best event. Like, yeah,
She's pretty incredible.
Good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Put on an awesome event. And, yeah, it blew me away of how good you can run something.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially all girls.
Yeah, it worked really well.
Boss has.
So, yeah, no, it was a cool event.
Yeah.
I went up and filmed it. And it was, if you can have more of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be a way to promote the sport.
Definitely.
Tenfold. And Gemma's done an awesome job with that as well.
She has, yeah. I'd love to get to one.
How'd your 5.2 or 5.20 number come about?
So it was my dad's race number.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I guess when we started racing, he just whacked that on our bikes,
Yep.
And then it just kind of carried through. I changed my number when I was in the same race as one of my brothers, and he just decided that was his number. So
Stole it from you.
Yeah. So I think my littlest brother, he kind of the same thing happened to him. So I think he added a 1, I added a 0. So we kind of all just have something 52 in there. But so now I'm sort of 520.
So that's how it come through from your dad's number.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's obviously the 5.2 Motorsports, 5.20 for yourself.
Yeah.
You've run different iterations of it, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
With back to Dolly's Dream, when you got into town there that day, did you get time to sort of sit back and reflect with those people, or did everyone just bail? The other riders
into Mount Dare, like when we finished it.
Yeah.
No, we spent the night there, so we got in quite late in the afternoon.
Yep.
And we had a big dinner. And
were you tired?
You're so tired. Like, that was my 5th day of riding that day.
Yep.
And yeah, like I was physically and mentally exhausted, but you're on such a high from doing something so incredible that I couldn't sleep. Like there was just like that, so much adrenaline still. Like.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, next week's going to be exhausting. But
the come down.
Yeah, but that night was incredible. Like, we had dinner and just discussing everything, and it was so much fun.
Like the emotion that must come from it. I think that's, all the build up.
Yeah.
That it's just finished at that point,
There was this little payphone out there and no phone reception still.
Oh, really?
No. And so I, when we got there, I was like, I've got to call my dad. Like, it was that, I can't wait to tell him that I did this and I'm alive and my bike's fine, my car's fine. And when I called him, I was like, I had like the biggest lump in my throat. Like, I was like, Dad, I'm alive. I did it.
That's huge. It would have been tears just about.
That was like probably like the highlight for me, like picking up that phone and calling him and saying I did it.
Did the beta go well the whole time?
It was so good.
Yeah.
I couldn't fault it. Like, it was amazing. I got, the boys gave me some spare air filters and they were like, just take a look, change them when you need to.
Yep.
I had 4 air filters, like, ready to go, like, just in case.
Yep.
And it was, like, so good. I only changed it once.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. So it didn't pick up any dust or
No,
anything?
I was out in front. No.
Oh, yeah, of course. Beat them. Apart from the DRZ.
Yeah.
Wow. So no issues, no nothing.
No, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You must have a few hours on it now.
I don't even want to look.
For 2021.
Yeah.
So I was looking at my Husky. I'm like, I got 39 hours on it.
Yep.
And I must think you'd be smoking that with what you've done.
Yeah.
Riding every weekend.
The good thing is, though, one female owner, non-smoker.
Yeah. Are they ridden on Sundays,
Yep.
Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesdays?
No wheelies, no burnouts.
Pretty cool. So when you left is it Mount Dare?
Yeah,
is that what it's called?
that's what.
Is that when you went out to Alice Springs?
Yep. So then we drove from Mount Dare up to Alice.
How far is that?
I think it's about 6 hours.
Wow, so you just want to travel more, eh?
Yeah, straight up to Alice. And then, then I got to ride some of the Fink track.
That's when you did the thing.
Yep.
So, and then obviously road trip home, back through Kemmerwell.
Yep.
Mount Isa.
Yep.
Straight into Morgan Park.
Straight into Morgan Park Friday night.
Straight into the sidecar.
Straight into
Was
racing.
that planned?
We'd spoken about it at the round before, and I said, look, I don't really know where I'm going to be and what time I'm getting home and what day and everything. So like, let's have a chat about it in a few weeks. And then when Phil sent me a message saying, are we on here? I thought, okay, I can make this happen if I want to make it happen.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I'll just sleep when I'm dead. It'll be fine. I'll make it happen. So
when I seen you on Sunday Arvo,
yeah,
you're pretty beat.
I was a bit defeated.
Pretty beat, but you still had races to go too. So.
Yeah, we got there in the end. I was glad there was no 10 lappers or something.
Oh yeah, that would have been horrendous.
Yeah.
Tell you what, between last round and this round.
Yep.
Fast.
Yes, we did.
So where's that come from?
I guess just sort of as I said before, when I did my PCL in my knee, I have, we came off at turn 3, and that corner now for me, being so little and light, going around a left-hander isn't great. I don't have enough weight to keep the chair wheel down.
Yep.
So we kind of have to sacrifice around the left-handers a bit. And turn 3, Morgan Park obviously is quite fast turn.
Yep.
And so that was a main concern of mine. So we definitely were at the last round riding around there a bit slower. So by the end of the weekend, I think Phil wasn't going easy around turn 3.
No, you were flying.
Yeah, but I was comfortable, so it was good.
Yep.
I was giving a bit of a razz up.
That's good. You said, it just looked real smooth.
Yeah, I felt really comfortable on it. Yeah, super awesome.
Are you going back next year?
Well,
You're not sure?
I had a little bit of a ride on when I was out there.
On the come and try?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got to do, I think, about 5 or 6 laps behind the bars, which was pretty exciting and something that I didn't think that I would be into.
So explain it to me. What's it like getting into it?
It was so weird. I didn't even know, swinging on one is completely different. I've been swinging on for years, but I've never actually sat in one. I've never ridden one. I didn't really think that I'd be able to reach the bars for a start, let alone, ride one.
Because someone like yourself
is
more familiar with the sport of sidecars than probably just your whole
average
family.
Person. Yeah.
That amazes me.
Yeah.
That you never sort of been in that position before.
Nah.
So,
I just kind of thought, obviously, typically the heavier person would be, behind the bars and the lighter person swinging, and being so little, I just didn't think it would be that I would ever find anyone to swing for me if I did want to have a ride.
Yep.
But yeah, my girlfriend was out there on the weekend and she was like, no, come on, I'll have a go. You have a go behind the bars too. And so, I just thought, well, I'm not really going to get another opportunity again. So my brother lent me his sidecar. And so, we went out and did a few laps. And it was so strange. You have to be aware that you have something there that, don't run that into the wall.
Jeez.
But everything's different. You don't have a front brake. So you're...
Oh, isn't there?
No. And so you keep going to grab it and nothing's there. Right. And the clutch is just so heavy. And it's the bars are just so heavy to turn.
So you've obviously got a rear brake.
So your foot brake brakes all 3 wheels.
Okay.
So it's a
combined braking system.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But your gears are on your other foot, but they're opposite. So your brake's actually on your left foot and your gears are on your right foot.
Yeah. Okay.
So it it kind of like when you sit in it, it's like your feet, you know, if you get off a dirt bike or a normal bike, you're like, this is, you know, this foot does this foot does that.
Yeah, it's human nature sort of thing.
Yeah, but on a sidecar, it's different. So I'd gone down the straight and like, I don't know which foot's doing what. I'll just do both.
Yeah, just change every gear.
Pull the clutch in and do something.
Shut my eyes, scream, and get through it. Wow.
But it was pretty cool. And then my brother that owns the bike came over to the wall and he was like, "Pa." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sweet." He says I'm going good, like, righto. So that was really fun. So I don't really know if that's opened a bit of a can of worms for next year.
Probably.
There are some sidecars for sale, and the field's sort of, you know, we got to keep the numbers up to keep the race going. So it would be cool to have a race next year behind the bars.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
This is about yourself.
Yep.
It's not about Corey either, but I'm going to talk. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Corey because he gets a lot because he's good at what he does as well.
Yeah, he's
but
a legend.
That opens up. Wow, like for him to jump straight back onto the Superbike.
Yeah.
At the speed, obviously for both.
Yeah.
That's insane. I didn't realise that was the case for the sidecar with the braking and the gears, but to get your head back forth all the time, that's pretty cool.
You have to be pretty talented.
Yeah.
That he is.
Yeah, absolutely. So and you know, you guys are so close. It's insane. So I don't mind talking about him about it. But to see you up on the balcony of the commentary the other week.
Yeah.
As a group.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we all support each other so much, and there's just so much love and respect, and everyone just wants to see each other do well. And I'm really lucky that I have such a close family that support me, and Corey being such a great rider, like I have a coach at my fingertips. Like it's so good. And when I was road racing in 2017 at Nationals, like having him there, you know, doing the track walks with me and helping out, and even when I started motard racing, like that was like, you know, okay, he's done that, he can help me with that. Like it's good to have someone.
Encyclopedia.
Yeah, and he's so good at it. So
yeah,
awesome.
he really is, and like I truly appreciate, like I said at the start, as a family, and I've been part of your family a few nights last year. And engine swaps late at night.
Oh, yeah.
He is like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, we all have our little place, and
it's so cool to sort of sit back as an outsider and go, wow, you guys have put something really cool together. You know? Is that sort of Turner's Motofab? Yeah. Is that where this all come about? What's the deal with that? So Dad's twin brother, Peter, he's been a part of our racing career forever, and he obviously raced with my dad on the sidecar, so he was Dad's passenger. So my two little brothers are the second generation of Turner brothers to win a national championship. Wow. Uncle Pete has been a massive part of all our lives, and he has started the business really for Corey, and to see him sort of explore what he loves doing, and So Corey's pretty hands-on with the workmanship on the bike and that, eh? Yeah. He's sort of loves to just be in the shed and doing all that stuff. Like, loves to be a part of it, and he knows everything about it, and he's pretty intelligent. Tell me about yourself with Supermoto. Yeah. What was it like? God, I feel like I raced every discipline. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Supermoto was something that I thought, you know what, this could be some fun. So got a bike and started racing. So what you got an RM? I got an RMZ 450. Yep. So Corey was doing it for training. So I was like, righto, let's have a go at it. And it's so unco to be on a dirt bike on bitumen. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Yep. And to go from dirt racing to road racing to dirt bike on road, like they're all so different. Yep. So it's cool, like it's a challenge and it's different. But yeah, it was hard. So I did the nationals with that, I don't even know what year, a couple of years ago. And yeah, it was fun. Had a few crashes, as you do, sort of like road tyres hitting the dirt. It's a bit slippery. And it's a long way to fall. Yeah. But yeah, like my bike was an electric start, so like, you know, stalling a 450 on the line is never fun and that. But yeah, it was lots of fun. I got a third and a couple of thirds, so that was cool. How was it riding Troy's KTM? That was cool. That was really cool. So one of the rounds of nationals I didn't think I was going to be able to make. I couldn't get my bike down to, it was down at the Bend, down in Adelaide, and I just wasn't going to go. And then, Troy said, like, you know, we can chuck the bike in the truck, like, we'll take it down for you, like, you can race. So I was full factory, flew in. Jeez, how good. Rock up, get to ride Troy Bayless's KTM. It was pretty cool. That's something that was a pretty cool opportunity. Because it's a pretty well-kitted KTM too. Oh, yeah. Yep. All the gear and absolutely no idea. Yeah, I remember the time I seen the photos, I'm like, oh, that is a cool piece of kit. Yeah, I may have dropped it. Oh, well, that happens. They're supposed to fall. Yeah.
That's right.
Queensland Mini Moto, you've probably seen all the photos going through at the moment. Would the temptation to get some Motar wheels for Beta be there?
Oh, potentially. I feel like I got so many eggs in different baskets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if there was more hours in a day, like, I'd just do everything. Like, it's just finding out, what opportunities, comes up, and I just say yes to everything. So don't ask me.
It's a good way to do it because it's so funny. Like, you mentioned the word FOMO at the start.
Yeah.
I know you suffer from that quite heavily, and I'm sure you've seen the photos of everyone having a good night on Tuesday nights.
Yes.
And that. I'm the same. I'm sitting back looking at that thinking, wow, that's a good way to spend a Tuesday night in the summer.
Literally on Friday just gone, Corey says to me, what are you doing on Tuesday night?
Really?
we're thinking about it. It looks cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I must say I'm sitting there on the same thing, and I don't know how many thumbs I've used trying to scroll through Marketplace looking for wheels for my Husky.
I know.
But looks like fun and getting awesome turnout.
Yeah.
Looks like the motorcycle sportsmen have basically just relocated there for a Tuesday night.
It's such good training.
Has to be.
Yeah, really and
does.
fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
sorry. So many conversations.
So John jumped on board to help Corey out with his Superbike racing. And so, I got to meet him a couple of times at the track, and he's come over to Dad's house and, just sort of got chatting about what I was doing and where I sort of wanted to go, and he's just started helping me out.
Wow. So that's obviously John Hayfig.
Yes, yeah.
And, we discussed this earlier this morning as well, like there's 30 magazines here. He's in at least 15 of them, programs and stuff.
Yeah.
Done a lot in the industry, hey?
I know, and I didn't really realise. I was like, oh, yeah, who's this guy sort of thing?
Who's this guy?
And Dad's like, do you know who that is? I was like, oh, yeah, righto. Like, he's pretty cool.
Yep.
But, he's helped me so much. I'm so grateful. Like, you can't do some of the things that we want to do with bikes without good people around you supporting you. So I'm really grateful to him for helping me out and, helping me with Beta too. Like, I wouldn't have sort of gone down that path without him. So he's doing good things with Beta at the moment.
For sure, and it's something I've had the conversation about with a few different people. It's a brand that you're starting to see more active in the marketplace again.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Avalon.
Yes.
Now, you and Avalon raced an endurance race, Avalon Biddle, in Sydney.
Yes, Avgas is a legend.
Yeah.
She is one of the most down-to-earth, kindest women I've ever met. I got to meet her. We had a bit of a chat. She's an awesome rider. She won the 600 class over in New Zealand. And we just got chatting and then, I suggested if she wanted to come over and do an endurance race with me. She said yes, and I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool.
I'm in deep now.
Yes, to ride with someone that you look up to, that inspires you is pretty awesome to have her on your team. So that was really cool. That was such a fun weekend. I don't think I've ever had a funner weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're on the Cube 300s?
400,
400s at that time, sorry?
Yeah.
Good bikes, just a good package just to go out and do it.
The bike was amazing.
Yep.
Obviously teammate, amazing.
You've got like an icon of New Zealand motorcycle racing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was nervous because I didn't want to let her down.
Yep.
And I obviously knew she was going to be faster than me, but I just thought, if I go out, do my best, have fun, hopefully we do well. And we ended up finishing second, so that's pretty cool, yeah.
How much faster was she? Was she much faster?
Maybe I don't actually remember. It was a couple of years ago.
It's one of those things, as well. I think over a weekend, like things come to you.
Yeah.
I guess your times and stuff as well.
And we didn't get to obviously if she was on the bike, I was. So we didn't actually get to fully talk about it until the end, until the race was over. It wasn't there was 3 people on the team and you could discuss things when the other person was out. It was just kind of yep, cool, swap your armband over, get the other rider on track. So, it wasn't until after it was, she started helping me with some things and, sort of picking up stuff from her. And, being a girl too, I think we look at things differently and, my brother can give me pointers or whatever, but female is completely different. I don't know, I feel like we're more calculated. Learning from her that weekend was really good for me.
In what... what sort of things? What sort of things would you look at that would be different, do you think?
I think we just ride smarter.
Yeah? Sometimes.
I'm talking to a male here, I need to be careful.
You're not going to say drive smarter though, are you?
I don't know.
We'll leave that there, I reckon.
Yeah, cool.
But no, having that as a team, that's a pretty damn cool team.
Yeah.
Do you remember who won?
No.
it's
I have the
irrelevant.
worst memory. You can ask my brother, like, my lap time for every track, like, how much faster Avalon went than me. Like, if he was here, he'd be able to tell you all the facts. Me, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I had so much fun.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Sort of like a bit carefree, but,
Yeah.
you know, obviously focused and doing because you're succeeding.
Yeah,
But,
it's cool, obviously, when you come home with a trophy, but also, I just kind of went there to have fun, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You touched on Fink as an ambitious goal.
Yep.
Definitely achievable goal. What other things would there be in the 2-wheel sector or 4-wheel sector that you'd even, you know?
I actually, like, I got to drive a NASCAR when I was in Daytona in Florida a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That was so fun. I would actually really love to have a go at racing a car, but that's just like a whole nother thing. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just like doing things I haven't done or don't know anything about, because why not?
Because that's such a, like budget wise, that's a huge thing too. But car racing, I just think with all the skills, and you see the guys and girls that come over from racing bikes into 4 wheels. Yeah. They've got such good feel. You know? I think it'd be pretty cool to do it.
Yeah. I had a Toyota 86 for a little bit.
Did you?
That was pretty fun to drive around.
I can imagine you would have rallied it.
Yep.
So I think a Hilux probably suits you better though.
Yes, it's a bit more suitable for my lifestyle now.
Everything you do. So because you've obviously got a huge active lifestyle.
Yes, yeah.
Do you mountain bike?
No, but that's something that I do want to get into.
Yep.
Like, I just see everyone having so much fun doing that.
Yep.
It is something that, I would really like to get into as well. And good for fitness, especially if I'm going to continue racing. Yeah,
for sure. And just good for, you know, especially for enduro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mimic off-road, but it gives you something, I guess. You know?
Yeah. I really enjoy hiking. I went and hiked to Everest Base Camp a year and a half ago. So...
Really?
Yeah, so that's sort of like on my days off, if I'm not riding, I like hiking.
Yeah, okay. How was base camp?
It was pretty cold, opposite to the desert.
Good observation.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was really good. That was a pretty cool thing to do, to be standing at the base of Everest.
Do it with a friend or?
Yeah, I did it with a girlfriend of mine. It was just 2 of us, just hiking away.
Get sick? Anything?
Yeah, I got really sick.
You did?
Yeah. They call it acute mountain sickness.
Yeah.
Just throwing up, like can't see. Dizzy.
So what happened? Because I believe some people you can keep pushing through it.
Yeah, I did.
But then some people go back down below the elevation and try and get back up.
They have like days where you get acclimatized, so you go like up and then you stay there and for a whole day and you acclimatize and then you keep going. So I was lucky that the day I got sick was an acclimatization day.
Okay.
So we didn't have to go any higher that day. So we got to stay there for 24 hours, and by the time we left the next day, I was feeling better.
Oh, really?
But just like constant throwing up and can't see, like you start to lose your vision, and people like just quit because they're like, no, this is too hard. Like, I'm too sick. But I was like, no, I'm going to get there. I'm going to do it.
So you lose your vision.
Like, you know when you get a migraine and you just like your eyes start to go, you just can't see, like it's
and the
just...
world goes dark.
Yeah. It's so weird. And you're just so dizzy and you can't breathe because the altitude's like, it's just crazy.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And here we go. This is like asking a lap time, I guess. Do you know what altitude you're at?
I think that was like...
No, it was just a good time.
That was about 3,000.
Meters?
Yeah.
Yep.
When I got sick.
Mm-hmm.
But base camp's 5,378 or something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, it's high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Especially in Australia. Like, we don't have stuff like we're...
Nah, like we got Burley Hill.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's the thing.
You get puffed walking up that.
Like, we got nothing like... You know, we do, like, we got Kosciuszko and stuff, but it's nothing comparable, to be up there.
No, that was a pretty cool thing to do too.
I went to Pikes Peak in Rocky Mountains in Colorado, and I'm up there, and it's 14,000 feet, so it was 4,000 something meters.
Yep.
And
that's pretty high.
It was high, and I got out of the car, and I'm like... All right, there's not much going on up here.
No,
it's hard. It's hardcore, hey.
And, especially when you're trying to try and exercise in that.
Yeah, you got to try and I was doing photos up in this area, and I'm like, I'm scared of heights too. I'm like, I got to climb up that, and there's no oxygen here, but I can only imagine what it would have been at that height as well. And
yeah.
Good experience.
Great experience. Yeah, so good. I feel like everyone just needs to do cool stuff all the time.
I agree. I couldn't say it any better.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just challenges. Like, the harder things to do are the best things you're going to do, hey?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, okay, what can I do that's going to be hard? Okay, I'll do that.
Take away motorcycles.
Yeah.
What would be another physical challenge?
I really want to do Kilimanjaro.
Yeah?
Yeah, because that's one of the 7 summits.
Okay.
So that would be cool to do. And that was definitely on my bucket list until COVID. So
until the world went different.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that's why when I started focusing on challenges in Australia, because I thought I don't know when I can get overseas again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you looked at, obviously we spoke of before going out with maybe trying to go over and see Avalon in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Doing like Milford Sound walk or something? Yeah.
Yes, I would love to go over and do stuff like that.
Yep.
So as soon as these borders open, I'll definitely be on the phone to her. Yeah. What can we do? What cool stuff can we do?
Because it looks like she lives like a full, same as yourself, full active life, constantly mountain biking, doing things and stuff. So.
Cooler version of me living in New Zealand.
living in a pretty damn good country.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely be cool to go over and do cool stuff with her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well done on everything that you've done so far.
Thank you.
It's insane, and like I know I said that to you when I was up at Morgan Park the other week, but to do the Simpson part for like an incredible reason.
Yeah.
It's well done, eh?
Yeah, it's cool. I sometimes like forget how many cool things I have done. Like it's looking back, like you kind of go, oh, you know, I wish there was more hours in the day, or I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that. But if you actually like look back and go, oh, actually I have done some pretty cool things and have achieved so much. Like, and then now to raise money for a charity, like that's just another thing that I just think's,
all in 21 years.
Yes, 21st birthday next week.
Well done. So, well, we will leave it there.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming in, and hopefully we get to go maybe dirt bike riding sometime soon.
Hopefully.
So, see you around.
Thank you.
That's all we have time for on today's show. If you get the chance, head over to YouTube and hit subscribe on our channel. The other places you can find us are on Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast. Give us a rating and a review. Tell your friends, and be safe, everyone, and enjoy your week.